Liberal Democrats, I know that you're control freaks, but you're going to have to calm down. Biden isn't pulling his weight. Inflation's at a 40-year high. You can still get COVID if you're vaccinated. And yes, Ukraine was invaded by Russia on Biden's watch. And Bernie Sanders looks pretty good right now, doesn't
he? Stitch this and show me a Democrat being roasted with facts.
America. Number one, father absence. Number two, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high. Abortion ranks high. White supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce. And it is ironic that you're sitting here and you're having 3 Caucasian people testify and tell you what their expertise are. Do I know what my expertise are? Black in America. I've been black in America my whole life, all 30 years, and I can tell you that you guys have done the exact same thing every 4 years ahead of an election cycle, and it needs to stop.
Republicans will call liberals and leftists snowflakes and then turn around.
Yeah, nobody's really actually offended by making anthropomorphic chocolate candies inclusive. We just think it's silly, and yeah, we're gonna make fun of you a little bit because it's silly. We actually don't even have to make fun of it because it makes fun of itself.
I'm a boy.
You sure?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. We don't let 5-year-olds decide what they want to eat for dinner, but we will let them make sexual decisions that will change them physically and mentally for the rest of their lives. Right. Okay. Mom also claims that this baby girl knew that she was a boy when she was 2 years old. This is like when someone's like, oh, my cat is vegan, or oh, my dog is a vegetarian. Like, we know who's making the decisions for them, right?
Gavin Newsom or Larry Elder. Either enough people vote no on the recall and we keep Governor Newsom, or Larry Elder, who's polling highest among the Republicans, wins. If you don't know, Larry Elder is a popular right-wing conservative talk show host, known for being a black man who uses white nationalist talking points.
Yes, because in your mind, a black man can't have his own views. He can't think for himself. He has to think exactly the way you want him to think. Just like in your mind, the white Christian is the racist. Despite the fact that white Christians want black people to keep their babies, you want them to abort them. You want to keep Democrats in office ruling over the inner cities, despite the fact poverty and crime has plagued our neighborhoods, and they do nothing about it. And you want to teach critical race theory in schools, which teaches young black kids that they are inferior to white kids. So who's really the racist here? Despite what you think, white liberals don't own black people.
I'm just going to jump right into this. You voted for a dumbass, point blank period. If you can barely afford to put gas in your car, Joe Biden. If you can barely afford to buy groceries, Joe Biden. If you are having to pay $1,200 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment, Joe Biden. If $20 an hour feels like minimum wage to you, Joe Biden. And guess what Joe Biden said the other day? He said Trump has no chance of winning in 2024. Okay. Because if somehow you end up winning again, people are definitely gonna know this shit is rigged. No bullshit, you were literally like the worst president that we could have ever asked for.
Number 1, in a surprise to no one, what's wrong with America? Guns. Y'all are obsessed with your right to bear arms. Here's a concept. I don't give a shit.
The feeling is mutual, lady. Why do I care about your feelings about our right to bear arms? Guns. I don't like your guns. Well, good. You live in Australia. Stay there. No one asked you.
You own all of Twitter or Facebook or what have you. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of its candidates, all of its nominees, or you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else, and the rest of us might not even find out about it till after the election. Elon Musk says this is all to help people because he is just a free speech, philosophically clear, open-minded helper.
When the Marxists say, well, that wasn't real Marxism, what it really means, and I've thought about this for a long time, it's the most arrogant possible statement anyone could ever make. It means if I would have been in Stalin's position, I would have ushered in the damn utopia instead of the genocidal massacres, because I understand the doctrine of Marxism and everything about me is good. It's like, well, think again, sunshine. You don't understand it. You don't understand it. And you're not that good. And if the power was in your hands, assuming you had the competence, which you don't, You wouldn't have done any better. And even if you had, there would have been someone else waiting right behind you to shoot you the first time you actually did anything good. And that's what happened to all the old guard who ran the damn revolution. Stalin rounded them all up and shot them, along with their families and millions of other people. So even if you do happen to be that avatar of moral purity that you claim implicitly, the probability that you'd get to act out your goodness in relationship to those possessed by your ideology is zero.
William Thomas, ranked number 462 in men's swimming. Meet Leah Thomas, ranked number 1 in women's swimming. Only one problem. It's the same person. Some people are afraid to talk about it. Not me. I'm Vicki Hartzler. I ran and coached girls track, and I won't look away while woke liberals destroy women's sports. Women's sports are for women, not men pretending to be women. I'm Vicki Hartzler. I approve this message.
Unintended chairs are the biggest fucking issue in the fat community. The amount of public spaces like doctors' offices, malls, what the ever, places that have seating, restaurants, etc., never ever have accessible seating. If you have never looked at a picture of a restaurant on Google Maps to try and figure out if the seating would be accessible to your size, if you've never broken a chair in a public space especially, if you've never had to second guess whether or not it was okay to sit down in the chairs provided to you, if you've never had a fucking panic attack at school because you couldn't fit into the damn chair desk situation, then you don't deal with fat phobia at the same level that the rest of us do.
If you sat down on a chair and the chair breaks, which... if that happens, is the chair fatphobic? Listen, there are people who have genetic predispositions toward obesity, and that's really sad, and that's really terrible, and that's really, unfortunate. But the notion that all chairs everywhere are supposed to be built with the possibility in mind that you are 200 pounds overweight is insane.
Time to listen up, you silly liberal fruitcakes. I came out here, I wanted to tell some jokes. Let's do some reality checks here. Do you have any idea, sir, how pathetic it must be to be you? These people wanted to come out and have a good time, hear a few jokes, some thoughtful discussion, but your head pops off the pillow in the morning with, oh, how can I be a professional victim today? Let me go in and screw with their act just because, oh my God, your parents didn't tell you that your opinion wasn't worth that much. Look, they're confused. They're confused. You know why? Because I'm not your gender studies professor who has to cater to your trigger warning, microaggression, safe space bullshit. Joe Biden! Oh, Joe Biden! Oh, Joe Biden!
No, I'm sorry, Mom. I won't be able to come home for Thanksgiving this year. You see, a conservative smashed his TV with a picture of Joe Biden on it. And I just... No, his TV. And it's just... life has no flavor. I'm just having a hard time seeing past tomorrow. I mean, there's more days, more conservatives, more TVs. And I just don't... No, it was his TV, Mom. His TV.
Good morning, students. Sorry. You'll have to excuse me. See, usually I'm the first grade English and science teacher, but today I've been reassigned to teach some remedial classes to adult Democrats. So let's get started on today's lesson. Okay, can you read these words? Sex equals gender. That's right. These words are synonyms. Can you say synonyms? Very good. Now let's look at these. XX equals girl. XY equals boy. But what are these? Can you say chromosomes? Good job. Okay, now here's where it gets tricky. Some of you like to point out that there are other options. Well, guess what? If you only have X's, you're a girl. And more than one Y, you're a boy. This is called a genetic anomaly.